Hi there folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be having a look at this, which as many of you will probably recognise is what is known as a Type B Flieger. Pilot's watch, or this one rather I'm led to believe specifically a bomber navigator's watch from the German Air Force during the Second World War, or the Luftwaffe, hence the Focke-Wulf 190 in the background, for those of you that are interested in what that is. We'll get some dimensions out of the way as usual. We have a case width of 44mm, not including the crown. With the crown, as you can see, that onion crown does stick out quite a way. We're talking about 49mm. We have a lug to lug of 52mm and a lug width of 22mm. And we have a thickness, including the domed or slightly domed crystal, of 12mm. Now on their website they give the thickness of 11mm, but it is actually 12 on measuring. As you can see, that crystal, which is a mineral crystal, has got a slight dome to it, which is quite cool because it gives you some distortion effects when you're at close range with it. The actual watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. You've got brushed sides, quite a fine brushing, nicely done, quite nicely finished, transitioning to a polished top surface on the lugs and a high polished bezel. The crown is a traditional pilot's watch style onion crown, which has also got some knurling on it, which is quite nice. It's very grippy, easy to get hold of. Now this is a hand wound watch, and it has a Seagull ST 3600 hand winding 17 dual movement in it. I'll give it a wind so you can hear that in action. If we get nice and close, hopefully you'll be able to hear it if I be quiet. There we go. Yep, so quite a nice action on the crown. There is no date on this, and there's no ghost date on the movement either. So you just pull it out to one position. It's a non-hacking movement, so the second hand will keep running, and then you can adjust the time. And it's quite smooth. There's no slack in there, no bounce back or anything like that. And then to re-engage the crown, just a single push back in. The dial, it's a matte black dial. You've got 5-minute increment counters on the outside of the chapter ring, and then your minute counters. Then you've got your Arabic numerals 1 to 12, and then inside of that you've got your 24-hour track. It's a sterile dial, as indeed they were originally when they were first produced during the Second World War. They were all sterile dial. It didn't matter what factory they came from, that's how they came. The case back is actually quite interesting because you get to see that rather cool seagull movement in there, which is quite nicely finished. You can see that beating away there, which is at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and it's quite nicely finished. I've absolutely no complaints with that whatsoever. The water resistance rating is only 30 meters, but then again, if you're a pilot, you don't really need to go underwater. The lume on this is actually really good. Now we all know that we've seen a lot of watches from China, and the lume does tend to let them down quite a bit. But this one is not too bad at all. So what I'm going to do is we'll give it a little bit of a chance, and I shall give that a little bit of a charge up, and I shall, if I can reach my switch, we'll switch that light out. No, we won't, because I'll press the wrong button. There we go. We'll give that quick charge up, and then we'll get that lume in shot for you. There we are. Now, as you can see, that is actually quite bright. Now, the indices will fade out before the hands, but the hands do last quite well. I wouldn't say they last a full night, but they last a good 4 or 5 hours So yeah, the Lume on that is pretty good. I don't know what the compound is that they use. I haven't got a clue. I mean, it's not going to be super luminova or anything like that, but it is quite good. The strap on this one is a decent quality leather strap, riveted as you can see on the top. Plenty of adjustment holes, and it is obviously 22mm here, tapering down to 19.5 at the buckle end. Got that nice contrast white stitching in there. Now, my son has bought one of these, and it didn't actually come on this strap. It came on a strap without the rivets in it. So I think it's probably a little bit hit and miss as to what strap they put on there. His strap is also slightly wasted or tapered in from about where my fingers are. It then comes in to sort of 20 and tapers down to nearer 18. So just be aware that you're not necessarily going to definitely get this strap. As far as price goes, currently you can pick this up for £42 and 42 pence on AliExpress. And I'm going to leave a link in the description for where you can pick one of these up from. Now, I mean, I've wanted a hand wind watch for some time, and I've had one or two vintage pieces, and I usually end up they don't last. You know, you buy a hand wound watch that's kind of 30-40 years old, and whether it's me being a bit clumsy or what, I don't know, quite possibly. But you know, I usually end up having to have them repaired. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna grab myself a new one. And to be fair, this is probably your best bet if you want a hand wound movement watch. It is quite a big watch. I will actually give you a quick wrist shot, and on the wrist today, before I take that off, I have the Tissot Quickster, which is in an earlier video that I did, where I'm talking about this watch with my 15-year-old daughter, getting some of her thoughts on it. So yeah, there we go. That's it on my 7 3/4 inch wrist. So it is, as you can see, it is quite sizable, but it does wear quite well. The only thing you're going to have to be a little kind of aware of is that onion crown does stick out quite a way, so that you know, it can have a tendency to dig into your hand. Obviously, if you're a left-hander, you don't have the same problem. You see how awkwardly I'm doing. I'm not left-handed, right? I'm right-handed, so wear it on the right is a bit odd to me. But yes, there we go. I'll give you another quick look at that. That is a Parnis Type B Flieger. If you like the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be excellent. And please subscribe to the channel. That would be great too. And feel free to comment below, or if you want to ask any questions, you know, I answer all questions and reply to, you know, all the comments. And also, if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload any more content. Okay, well, there we go. Like I said, that is the Parnis Type B Flieger, and I believe that the Corjo one is pretty much the same as this as well. So you're actually probably looking at maybe even 2 or 3 different watches from different companies, because they probably all come from the same place. But there we go. Yeah, quite a nice watch, and certainly worth the current 42 quid, and quite an interesting piece as well. Okay, well, that's it. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers for now.